Brought to you by Penguin.
You're Not Listening: What You're Missing and Why It Matters by Kate Murphy. Read by Kate Murphy. For anyone who has misunderstood or felt misunderstood. Introduction. When was the last time you listened to someone? Really listened, without thinking about what you wanted to say next, glancing down at your phone, or jumping in to offer your opinion? And when was the last time someone really listened to you, was so attentive to what you were saying, and whose response was so spot on that you felt truly understood? In modern life, we are encouraged to listen to our hearts, listen to our inner voices, and listen to our guts. But rarely are we encouraged to listen carefully and with intent to other people. Instead, we are engaged in a dialogue of the deaf, often talking over one another at cocktail parties, work meetings, and even family dinners, groomed as we are to lead the conversation rather than follow it. Online and in person, it's all about defining yourself, shaping the narrative, and staying on message. Value is placed on what you project, not what you absorb. And yet listening is arguably more valuable than speaking. Wars have been fought, fortunes lost, and friendships wrecked for lack of listening. Calvin Coolidge famously said, "No man ever listened himself out of a job. It is only by listening that we engage, understand, connect, empathize, and develop as human beings." It is fundamental to any successful relationship, personal, professional, and political. Indeed, the ancient Greek philosopher Epictetus said, "Nature hath given men one tongue but two ears, that we may hear from others twice as much as we speak." So it's striking that high schools and colleges have debate teams and courses in rhetoric and persuasion, but seldom, if ever, classes or activities that teach careful listening. You can get a doctorate in speech communication and join clubs like Toastmasters to perfect your public speaking. But there's no comparable degree or training that emphasizes and encourages the practice of listening. The very image of success and power today is someone mic'd up and prowling around a stage, or orating from behind a podium. Giving a TED Talk or commencement speech is living the dream. Social media has given everyone a virtual megaphone to broadcast every thought, along with the means to filter out any contrary view. People find phone calls intrusive and ignore voicemail, preferring text or wordless emoji. If people are listening to anything, it's likely through headphones or earbuds, where they are safe inside their own curated sound bubbles, the soundtracks to the movies that are their walled-off lives. The result is a creeping sense of isolation and emptiness, which leads people to swipe, tap, and click all the more. Digital distraction keeps the mind occupied, but it does little to nurture it, much less cultivate depth of feeling, which requires the resonance of another's voice within our very bones and psyches. To really listen is to be moved physically, chemically, emotionally, and intellectually by another person's narrative. This is a book in praise of listening, and a lament that as a culture we seem to be losing our listening mojo. As a journalist, I've conducted countless interviews with everyone from Nobel laureates to homeless toddlers. I view myself as a professional listener, and yet I too can fall short, which is why this book is also a guide to improving listening skills. To write this book, I've spent the better part of 2 years delving into the academic research related to listening, the biomechanical and neurobiological processes, as well as the psychological and emotional effects. There is a blinking external hard drive on my desk, loaded with hundreds of hours of interviews.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?